I'm filing charges. I can't wait. Chat, there's no honor in getting your ass beat like this. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can tell, nigga, I've already applied for a restraining order on Maino. Cause Maino one of them like tax stone crash out niggas. I already got a restraining order on him already. Yup. Maino see me and he try to run down. I'm sending Maino to jail. Yup. We're not doing this in the club. What the fuck? I ain't go to the club to work out.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and that was DJ Akademiks talking about he ain't gonna work out. He should, or stop talking shit. Now, when he said that Maino and Jim Jones and all them niggas on the podcast, Dave East, Fabulous, he called them the oldest young niggas. He was ridiculing them about the shit that they wear, talking about they too old to be wearing that shit. I was gonna report on that, but I was like, nah, because I thought it was gonna be over. But then I look up, and a few days later, and this is probably a week old by the time you seeing this, it says DJ Akademiks says he filed a restraining order on Maino and is ready to send him to jail. Now, he talking about he filed a restraining order just in case Maino run down on him. First of all, Maino's 52, which doesn't necessarily mean that a nigga won't run down on you. However, I've seen Maino on several interviews on the Angela Yee show, or it might be both their show, I don't know. And even the show he got with Fabulous, Dave East, and Jim Jones, he seems like a new man at 52. Even if you was thug, you mature and you grow. So I don't think he's gonna do that. However, the only thing I'm gonna say is I wish this was the Maino of 2004. He'd have ran up and pushed his shit in. Hell, he probably still might. Like a restraining order is a piece of paper. I always tell people, namely women, when they talk about they got ex-boyfriends, a psycho, and they got a restraining order can't stop a bullet. Go get a pistol. Now, DJ Akademiks probably got enough money to get a bodyguard, which if he's in New York won't matter because Maino got pulled. He no goons. Nobody wants to beat up on DJ Akademiks, but the fact that this fat outsider ass, tether ass nigga is like, he's like, I liked when he did the war in Chirac, and I liked him when he did his internet shit, not the interviews he does now, but the show that he had, War in Chirac, the Grim Reaper show, all that shit. I don't know if that's what it was called. He was actually entertaining and likable. Now that he's older, and we've seen him too frequent, he's an asshole. He's arrogant. Nobody that's built like a water balloon that you squeeze at the bottom, and it should be talking shit about nobody, right? And if you're a coward, like, don't get me wrong, I think it's not a problem to alert the authorities if you see a crime actively happening to someone, depending on the nature though. Like, let's say your grandma gets slapped, or somebody robbed you, or heinous crimes, right? But a man getting a restraining order is some bitch shit. I don't believe a man should call the police if he get into a fist fight, depending on the severity, right? Now, if you get beat up, that's one thing. You get stomped out, curb stomped and slammed on your head, and you got to go to the hospital to reset some bones. You got to call the police, right? Or you can also take the man route and just wait till you heal up and handle business. Most men, I acknowledge, are not built like that, and DJ Akademiks is one. So this is actually irritating to see him proudly tout that he'll stitch on somebody, when in the grand scheme of things, Maino did, if I'm not mistaken, like 9 years in prison. It won't really matter if he, like, that's one thing you got to be real leery about niggas that been to prison. If they've been to prison, they clearly don't give a fuck. They've already done time. And we're not talking about niggas that been in the county or niggas that been in 1 or 2 years in prison. We talking about niggas that did like almost a decade or a decade plus. Their biggest concern is not prison, bro. They know how to acclimate. They're not scared. They got pulled. They tough enough. They not even worried about them Genzu knives they got up in there, bro. So making that threat, like, that makes you even more of a chump and mincemeat. My recommendation on dudes like DJ Akademiks and all them snitches that No Jumper is to probably just not talk shit. Niggas that I don't know that might be about that action, I just don't talk about them. Not because I'm pussy, because I ain't. However, I know I'm not unaccustomed to the streets. I know that if a nigga's built like that right now, and I'm trying to change my life right now, that is in direct confliction to my MO. Don't get it fucked up like I can't never suit up and boot up. It's just different stages of life. You just don't want to do that. And DJ Akademiks ain't that far behind me. If I remember correctly, he's like something between 36, 37. He's not a spring chicken. He's almost 40. So the fact that he's like antagonizing a nigga that already been to prison, and then claiming, like, laughing that he's gonna put a restraining order, whether real or fake, he jeopardizing himself and putting him in the line of fire. Something I don't recommend. And any of it, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And YouTube, I did not promote violence of no one. Leave my video alone, and I'm out.
No.